What up, peeps? It's your boy, the Penguin, and welcome to The Slam. And tonight, we're doing a review of Camp Leapfrog Things that go bump in the night. And if you see, we're doing it Zoom style because I have one of the guys from Camp Leapfrog this way. The Killa Watt over here. There he is.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh, which, by the way, I have him on here because we're going to go through the matches, and he's going to probably give us some little tidbits.
Sure.
Some things like that, you know.
Whatever comes to mind, I'll throw it out there.
Yeah. Let's talk about why you're on the kitchen staff.
Yeah, I just found that out during the live premiere last night through commentary. I guess the gimmick is that I work in the kitchen with Ronda Rousey, the lunch lady. Not so Ronda Rousey, the lunch lady. So, I said, because we were actually doing a, group Zoom during the whole premiere, like, the cast of Camp Leapfrog, and the owner of IWTV was also on it, which was really cool.
Oh, great.
So we were doing that, and as that comes up, I was like, wait, I work in the kitchen with my mom? Great. My life goals are accomplished. I work with my mother. And then somebody else brought up that Ronda should get in a match eventually.
Yeah. I got to make a correction. I said bump in the night. It's bump in the ring. So let me correct that.
I mean, that's kind of the play. The things that go bump in the night.
Things that go bump in the ring.
Things that go bump in the ring.
Things that go bump in the ring. We open up actually with the card as it's a story. And in the story, they're all around the campfire. I think it's Killian McMurphy's there, right? And he rubs his tape on a Ouija board, and he starts convulsing and stuff. And my favorite part is Ronda gets up and goes, "Nope, not playing, not doing this shit, not doing this. I'm not doing this." And anybody who knows Ronda, that's a classic line for her. Like that's definitely a classic line.
She does not. She will not. And I love spooky, ooky stuff. So she will not let me bring Ouija boards or anything in the house. One point I wanted to get a Ouija board tattooed right here.
Yeah.
She's fully against it.
Yeah, so I kind of popped a little bit there because the last show I popped for Ronda the last time, but then when I hear like the same stuff, because I've heard her say those things before, like spiders and bugs and stuff like that. I've seen her say stuff like that before. Mm-hmm. So that was interesting. And then we get to the next scene where it's Oreo Speedwagon comes up for trick-or-treating. And Devontae's, and I hope I don't butcher this name, Jet Jagori?
Jet Jagori, that's correct.
There we go. Jet Jagori open up the door, and they're just not having it, so they're gonna have a match. So they have a match, and it's Devontae's Jet Jagori in a tag team with Oreo Speedwagon. Who are those competitors, by the way? I didn't really write their names down.
It's Xavier Faraday and Josh Wavra. And
this is a Smell My Feet match.
Trick or treat, smell my feet
match.
Yes.
So the winner. Yeah, there's a twist, and we'll get to that here at the end. If anybody who's watched the Slam, they know I'm starting to become a huge fan of Devontae's. We're gonna have him on here. I just became friends with him on Facebook, so I'm gonna reach out to him and see if we can get an interview with him.
Fun fact about Devontae's: behind the scenes during camp, we had two games to where campers could win cash prizes if you guessed the weight of a great giant pumpkin we had, or we also had a jar of candy corn. And the thing was, guess the closest without going
Let me cut you off. That jar of candy corn, is that the one that was sitting on the table the whole time?
Was.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So Devontae's won the candy corn guessing game. He guessed 513. It was 563. So he was the closest without going over. So we're about to send him a cash prize via PayPal.
Oh, nice. So this match was great. A lot of ups, a lot of downs. Good start to this show. Again, Devontae's he's an up and coming star. I think he was in the Super 8. I loved him in the Super 8. He was in Camp Leapfrog, the opening show, the first show. And I call him like he's like this big Hulk power type brute of a performer. But my surprise here was Jet Jagori.
Jet Jagori's cool.
Jet Jagori. I thought his moves were crisp. He hit
Yes.
all his spots perfectly, and he just
My favorite part about
never heard
his
of him before. And maybe you give some
yeah.
insight. Where does he come
Well,
from? What's his?
you would have seen him coming up under a different name at Chikara, and now he's getting to kind of shine under his well, part of what I believe is his real name.
He has
Uh,
skills. I can tell you right
he
now.
has mad skills. One of my favorite things that I loved about that match is when he would hit a move, he would take the time after the move to like pose for the camera almost. Like, yeah, I did
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Especially with his bulldog off the bottom rope. I love that.
So okay, so we'll get to the win here. Oreo Speedwagon got the win in this match, but then there was the twist. The
There
twist
was a
was the Killa Watt was coming out of the kitchen
uh,
and coming back in the ring. And to be honest, I think it was the first time I've ever seen you in the ring. And
yeah.
is that a thing? Was that the first time you've been to a ring for a while and actually
So
performed? Because you were basically performing. I mean,
this,
you was
yeah,
acting.
I mean, to a sense, performing on camera or whatever in a ring. This is the first time in over 15 years. But I did step in the ring at PPW one time, but that was before the doors opened, and I was just walking around in there.
How did it feel to get back in that ring and be in front of the cameras and stuff like that? Especially for your own program, you had to be a little bit nervous.
I was nervous for a different reason though, because we all know I have like a bad knee. So I didn't think because we have a high set ring, we don't have a low boy. So I was like, "Fuck, we don't have steps. How am I going to get in there?" But luckily enough, I just went for it, and I actually didn't have a problem getting up onto the ring. And then when I was there, I was just fully in character. I was like, "Fuck it, I'm the Blue Meanie, man." And then I was like, "You know what? Shirts up. You
Yeah.
know, let's do this. Let's go
I was
all."
gonna say win goes to the front butt. I mean, you was,
Yeah.
and then you
So
did, and then you did like a sumo foot thing where you're like
yeah,
this.
yeah. Ever the showman, you know.
Yeah,
So yeah, I had a lot of fun with it, to be honest. I didn't realize until I saw it on camera how short I really am. But yeah, I played it up. I did a little bit. You didn't see it because the camera zoomed, but I did like the classic Blue Meanie dance.
yeah,
But you can see my belly shaking, so that's fun.
yeah. I
Definitely
popped
something.
hard for it. I really did. I was
I'm
like,
glad.
that's my boy.
My favorite comment. My favorite comment on Twitter regarding it was um, somebody said like they don't have a problem kink shaming me for doing that bit.
Okay, so next after this match was they go to a cutscene and they have Blank and Abs there. Abs is he was hanging out with what Sam? What's her name again?
Sam
Sam
Laterna, or as
Laterna.
commentary calls her, Sam Turner.
Sam Turner.
He
He's
was
hanging
new.
out.
He
He
was
was
new.
hanging
Gets a
out with
pass.
her. He was hanging out with her, and Blank was like picking on him, basically,
Mm,
making him feel sad. So they had a match, and the match was a pumpkin patch death match.
was. It really
This
was.
is was what as soon as I heard that, I kind of popped a little bit there, and I'm like, ooh, this is going to be interesting. Now, I also was thinking like, are we going to go like super hardcore? Or
Right.
are we gonna tone it down a little bit? Because you can go either way with a death match.
You really could, and
You can go
we
either
don't
way.
have any restrictions at Camp Leapfrog,
Yeah.
so
Oh well, see, that's another behind the scenes tidbit. Can you go? No
you can
color. What about color?
you can go as hardcore as you want, man. If you want a bloodbath, you can have a bloodbath. But the spirit of Camp Leapfrog is fairly lighthearted. But like when you step into a ring with say violence when it comes to Camp Leapfrog has zero limitations. He has free reign to get as freaky as he wants to get. I know that he kayfabe breaking the kayfabe wall. He had planned on getting color on the first show, but it didn't work out so much. But yeah, no, we have no limitations.
Well,
However hard you want to go, we want you to take
I
it.
noticed that right off the bat when it was a little bit more straying away from PG with the language, of course. I
Right.
mean, that's what.
This is not a family show unless
Yeah.
you're that kind of family. Please enjoy.
So to describe this match was a good showing. Abs, I've seen him before. I mean, he has other stuff on IWTV.
Sure.
I've seen him before. In fact, it was one of the weirdest things when I first came up on him. I was like, who wears a shirt with just like he's like this big dude with I want one. Like I was like, I want to buy some of that merch. I want abs. Like
I think you're mistaken. Those are real abs.
I want that shirt though. But
He does
Blank,
have a pro wrestling tees store with a gimmick shirt, by the way.
I want the gimmick shirt. So Blank was there too, but Blank did really well in this. The only thing I can, if I have to critique Blank, I didn't like when he always does this to talk. I
That's
get
my
that,
favorite thing.
but then he shuts up, but he still talks underneath while he's zipped.
Oh, did he? I didn't notice that, but I think
Yeah.
that's my favorite thing. When he makes a statement, it's a pause. I've already seen this.
Yeah, but he was still talking as like even when it was shut. I mean, that's the only thing I critique on this one. Dude, the pumpkin patch, the pumpkin stuff was awesome. It was straight awesome. I love how we were taking pumpkins and busting over people's heads, throwing it out in the crowd, candy corn.
I don't know if you saw that the one pumpkin at the end.
It broke right away.
Well, yeah, that was my fault. I was supposed to gimmick up the pumpkin a little bit, and I did such a good job that it fell apart before they got to use it. But no, the one pumpkin he throws into the crowd knocks down Charles Mason, who's in the crowd. and the commentator was even like, I think that knocked somebody down. And then he got back up.
Now, was this now I have to back up here because is this the match that we had the guest commentary or not?
Yes, this was
okay. Yes,
this was a guy that Chris Levin found just randomly YouTube
Dimitri
matches. Yes, Dimitri or goes by Dim Polo as well. Polovinkin, I believe his last name is Dimitri Polovinkin.
I might be butchering this, so excuse if
could
we
be.
are.
But yeah, no, this guy, as soon as Chris sent me some footage of him doing matches over in Russia, I fell in love with him. I thought he was great. He sounds professional. He sounds very Britishy and like Niall Standishy. I loved it. I loved it, and he's funny.
I mean, his calls were on point. He had some comedy in there too, which I thought was great. It was very, very good match for him to call, and it was. I'm gonna have to say, I mean, when I go back into my full review here at the end of this match is gonna come up in probably my top 3. I just loved everything about it. I thought it was great. It was entertaining. It was fun to watch. It was my mind was in it the whole time and my eyes were in it the whole time. So it was a really good match. Really, really good match. And then we break and then there's some kooky things that happen. You know, the Sean Pratt's out there doing the Thriller. and
yes,
I loved it.
The not Thriller.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. As soon as I saw it, and as soon as I saw him go into this, like I was like, oh crap, because again, I'm an '80s baby, so I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, yo, he's going into Thriller, and I'm thinking, did they get rights for that? And then I'm thinking, oh no, they have Maestro.
We have the Maestro.
It's
like we have a Hulk. We have a Maestro.
Yeah, we have a Maestro. Exactly. And the Maestro totally did that perfectly. I mean, again, I'm going to go through my top 3 here, but if I have to, music is key to these types of cinematic things. Yeah. And the Maestro nailed this one out of the park. Like, he nailed all of them out of the park.
That's probably my biggest difference from Camp Leapfrog, the OG, to this Leapfrog. That's the difference, is there is a solid score throughout, and it makes a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, he did fantastic job of just making everything just all come together. The visuals look good, especially when it came to the portal opening up. I mean, the only critique I could have is that it was kind of hard to see on television. I get the concept of it because, we review movies, so I get the concept of it and of it. But when it was kind of hard to see in the TV itself.
Yeah.
But I get the concept of it. Like
that imagery is probably the only slightly, I mean, not really negative because it's explained and accepted.
Yeah.
But that's the only negative review that we've heard, is that one small thing. So like you're right on par with everybody who's watched it. So
But you can't blame it for again, we use this for our photography business too. You can't blame environment around you too. You know, there could have
right.
been shade during that time of when you were shooting. So when you add that darkness clip in there or that darkness
It
filter
makes it
in
even
there,
darker.
it makes
Yeah,
it even darker for TV. So you
true.
can't that like for my score, that's not good. That's not going to harm anything. But that's the only critique I could do when it comes to like that the type of visuals. But the audio was on point, and I'm thinking like, yo, they're going to go straight thriller. And I was like, we have a maestro. And I'm like, yeah, okay, we're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix. And then it came out. I was like, oh, that's great. That's great. So, oh yeah, and then is this where they debuted the? It's not the Monster Mash, but the Monster Match
The
song.
Monster Match. Yeah, that was actually right before the Not Thriller, when the monsters first started emerging.
Yeah.
We get a taste of a very creative song and probably one of the most over things about Camp Leapfrog. What goes bump in the night, or things that go bump in the ring. Actually,
I said that the
is
whole time.
this
So
the Monster Mash was a smash hit.
yeah.
Yeah, and you can find it on YouTube. I think I sent you a link to attach
Yeah,
to
at the
this.
end, I got a little commercial at the end of this video, guys. I'll even have a link that you guys can go to, and if you want to, I'll even put it in our status when we update when I post. So,
Awesome.
to go to Maestro, like him on there on YouTube, and ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a Maestro break.
I was minding my own business here at Camp Leapfrog when I heard a crack of thunder and I saw the smog. The grunting wasn't coming from between the ropes, so I knew this wasn't from all the usual dopes.
They want a match,
They're looking for a match.
monster match,
What a weird looking match.
monster match,
The wrestling style won't be catch.
monster match.
They'll be tough to dispatch.
They want a
A
match.
rib, I thought at first, having monsters lurk during Halloween at camp. Yes, it has to be a work. But then I look closer at some of their features, and I see what we have here are all shoot
They
creatures.
want a match,
Just looking for a match
monster match,
with this odd-looking batch.
monster match,
It'll be more brawling than catch.
monster match.
They'll still be tough to dispatch.
They
Now
want a
these
match.
monsters are appearing all around the camp. The gimmicks harken back to when a Hulk was the champ. Not coming from a dungeon or a place of doom, and nobody's mother has made their costume.
They want a match,
All they want is a match
monster match,
for this strange-looking batch.
monster match,
And they won't wrestle catch,
monster match.
and they'll be tough to
They
dispatch.
want a match.
Yeah, I mean, I love that's one of my favorite songs around this time of year. So, and Monster Mash, you know.
Yeah, right. And now
So-
we have a new one.
Yes, now we have a new one. Yep, and it's gonna get stuck in my brain. But we leave from that all that theatrics right there to where we pick up where we're in a woods.
Mhm.
And we got the big bad booty daddies in there with pancakes, and they didn't like the pancakes was getting picked on by Salt the Earth.
No, and I'll tell you, one of my favorite parts because it's so anti PC culture.
And this is more anti-bullying right here. This scene.
It's
too.
there's the anti-bullying aspect of it, but my favorite aspect of it, which is a big no-no, and Netflix actually got criticized for things like this. Trajan offers Pancakes a cigarette to calm down, and Pancakes is like, "Nah, man."
Yeah, I saw that too. Here's the thing. Again, 80s baby. I grew up in that time period when we had candy cigarettes that looked like cigarettes.
I missed them. They
So
were so good.
no, they were chalky. That was like eating a piece of chalk.
I loved them.
But you would thought you were the coolest, cooler than the other side of the pillow when you're sitting there smoking that thing. And you're like, what, 10? Whatever. Anyways, this is more like a revenge type thing for the big booty daddies. This is a
Yeah.
good middle of the card match. That was one of my points here. Good ups, good downs. Everyone hit their points. That's another thing I can say throughout this whole show. Everyone hit their points perfectly here. There was not a lot of time, and the cameras picked up the best spots. Like kudos to the editor,
Yeah.
but
It's a whole team, actually. I'll
Yeah.
give a shout out to Josh Waver, aka Joshua Wells, myself, and Sam Fritz. And I don't want to leave anybody out. There was another.
I mean, this
fella in
was
there.
called the Scream match. Is there anything extra that you remember from this match that you could chime in here with this?
Just want to Devin Nietzsche, I believe his name is. He was also in.
No, the
on
one thing
the
I've seen with the pancakes, I've never seen pancakes before.
Really? You
but I
look like
saw-
a guy who loves pancakes.
I am a guy who loves pancakes. But at the end of the show, I saw he was in the credits for what, a producer role or a director role?
Yeah, he helps produce stuff. He during the okay, so if you look at the first Leapfrog, he was one of the cameramen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
the roaming camera guy. Yeah, he's a great guy. Big help. Major part of Camp Leapfrog's success. And he almost got killed in the first one during the battle royal. So we felt like, hey man, let's step up your game a little bit here. Let's have some fun. So I thought it was great.
Yeah, like I said, this was a great like middle of the card type match. I liked it. I kind of was hoping when I was watching this Leapfrog that we'd have more trios. That was kind of cool.
Another trio. Yeah, I was. We didn't have trios.
There was not in this card, but that's okay.
I don't think anything's been announced yet, but in the coming months, there will be a fair amount of trios opportunities to consume from Camp Leapfrog, and that's as much as I'll say about that.
Okay, so after this match, actually during the show the whole time, there was always a suspicious character that he was just a frog standing in the corner, and we're like,
Who's that guy?
I was just sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, what? Did they have a mascot now? Like that's kind of cool if they have a mascot. Like that's what I was thinking the whole time. But then we have a match, and we're in the ring. Well, first it's Killian McMurphy. First he's like basically calling out violence, saying what side are you on, or yeah. Then they had the frog come in there, and then there was a big surprise. We found out that it was the one and only Warhorse.
Yep.
Now, a lot of people on the independent scene should know who this person is. He's been tried out many times all over the place. If you go like
versus Cody Rhodes, for the TNT title on AEW Dynamite.
One of my things about is for sports, especially like a lot of people know me, I like football, and one of the terms I always use: who is the most NFL ready when they come in the NFL? I think Warhorse is there. I think he's close to being. He's really
Warhorse deserves the spotlight. My only thing is like right now, Warhorse is atop the indie scene, and my
number one.
Right. So my worry, and this is always my worry with great indie guys, is when they go from the top of the indies to the bottom of the big leagues. It's upsetting to me.
And
to
they
watch
get stuck
them.
there. They get stuck there.
If they get stuck there, like it's very upsetting.
Yeah.
Like watching one of the guys who went from NXT like 4 years ago go to Raw and SmackDown, and then like they get Finn Balor back to NXT because they're trying to make it a thing.
Yeah.
It's upsetting to see these people get like waylaid.
I mean, that's one thing we can say about AEW. For instance, AEW has been picking up a lot of indie stars and
I do love
been
that.
rolling with that, which is kind of cool. The Dark show, which has been a thing for them, and you see a lot of indie stars on Dark.
A lot of Camp Leapfroggers. I mean, we had Big Game Leroy. He was there.
I'll mention him in the next match, but yes.
Yep. Warhorse. I mean, we've seen quite a few people there.
Yeah.
None come to mind anymore.
Which goes to show you of the magnitude of this show.
A lot of great people are in on this and expressed interest in being a part of the future of this.
Yeah.
Many people across the world, even down to Mexico and Japan.
So let's talk about this match. This match here, let's say that Violence has really come up for me. Like he was in the last show, correct?
He was one of the highlights of the last show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was during the
it was him versus Killian in
I'm
a
trying.
death match.
It was the Are You Afraid of the Dark match, right?
Are You Afraid of the Dark? Yeah,
There
false
you
count
go.
anywhere.
There you go. Yeah, loved him in that. Loved him in this one. I thought this was a fantastic showing, especially with Warhorse.
Yeah.
I was telling you before we went on air that one of my favorite parts of this match is when they were taking like all the extra stuff outside the ring, like just smash each other's head with the skeletons and the gravestones and stuff like that. I was like, oh, it's great. This is great.
I like
It was great.
When Warhorse throws a skeleton at him, he goes, lawn dart.
I also loved at the end when he like did almost like a Mortal Kombat finish him and took the skeleton thing off, and he's like,
yeah,
and then throws it out in the ring. It was pretty cool. It was very, very cool to see Warhorse. I've seen him before. He's actually a top star for IWTV.
Yeah,
he holds the belt. We didn't even mention that. He holds the internet.
So Camp Leapfrog was his
independent
42nd title defense.
Yes.
And if anybody knows anything about me, my favorite book from childhood and even now is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where the meaning to life, the universe, and everything in it is 42. Therefore, this is incredibly special to me.
For you, the universe came full circle, basically.
And it did indeed.
Yeah. So, yes, this, like I said, this was a really, really good one to watch. These two performers peaked each time, man. It was awesome. It was a very good match to see. And then we get a little bit of a break, and then we have a Halloween costume match. Now, here's the thing. It came out as a Halloween costume thing. You got the maestro come out there saying, hey, we're going to judge everybody who has the best costume.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be a Halloween costume contest that...
I thought it was going to be that. That's the thing.
That was the original intention, and then it got out of hand really quick when the runway deemed themselves the winners.
Yes.
I mean, I love the guys, but
it was cool because it started off as like being like a judgy thing, and I'm thinking to myself when I'm watching this, in my mind, I was like, "Oh, this is like one of those classic WWE moments, like the cream corn wrestling or like whatever,
where you
the pudding matches or who has the best thong." You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I thought this was. Yeah, and what's great is that they had some people that we know really, really well. The main event was in this.
Yeah.
I love those guys. I've interviewed them before. If you guys haven't done it, check it on the Wicked Turtle Network. It's on there. Those guys are just class acts from Hog, by the way. Also on there was Big Game Leroy, who's coming up in the rankings a lot lately.
Yeah.
His gimmick is very cool. I love his gimmick because I'm the game nerd. And, I love his – I'm also friends with him on Nintendo, so that's a fun fact for everybody. I've never talked to him on there, but yeah. But no, it's eventually he's going to try. I'm going to try to get an interview for this show for him here. But
absolutely, I'm sure he'll probably play Nintendo the whole way through your interview, but that'd be cool.
That's fine. We'll talk about games. We'll talk about all kinds of stuff. I got all day when it comes to that stuff. I could talk forever when it comes to video games.
Nice.
But these guys were in it. Also, didn't we also have a? So take us to the part when Deshaun gets in and he has this costume on.
So anybody who knows the history of Deshaun knows that Deshaun started out as a Chikara guy, and he had a character named Amasis, to which he had a very, very famous moment at CZW where he hypnotized people, which actually is one of the first things in wrestling to like go viral. So that's where a lot of his like original fame comes from. Now he does just mainly as Deshaun Pratt. He kind of tucked away his past of Amasis.
What do they call him? The Prince of Camden, right? The
Prince of Camden, Deshaun Pratt. So
I call him the Bruce Wayne of Camden because that's just
Batman fan.
His Batman.
So he has kind of vowed to like keep his past in the past, but for Camp Leapfrog, he thought it was special and I think we all felt it was special that he allowed that character to reemerge.
I mean, a lot of our wrestling fans are going to pop hard for that. A lot of our in-depth wrestling fans, and I know there's going to be some out there, especially like I'll mention IWTV Network.
Yeah, Brian's definitely going to have some good words
Brian's
for
going
that.
to pop hard for this. I'm pretty sure Anthony will too, and so will Header. So if you guys don't know who I'm talking about, please head over there to IWEP Network and give those guys a like. Those guys are awesome.
Tornado Tag Podcast.
Tony's the man. Tony's the man, the myth, the legend, and he's the brainchild behind it. But he also has those two guys there with him that just makes him shine completely. So definitely check those guys out. But no, I thought that was cool and interesting. And when you brought that story up to me last night, I was like, oh, okay, I get that now. Because I was trying to figure out why he had like the King Tut-esque type thing, and he was doing this.
Yeah, yep.
And I was like, oh, okay. And as soon as you mentioned that to me, I'm like, okay, now I get it. Because here's the thing. I've never seen that video. I'm going to have to watch that. But I've never seen that video.
It's really cool.
At all. I know him just as Deshaun Pratt, the Prince of Camden.
Right.
And, and of course, Bruce Wayne.
Yep. It's neat. It's neat to have that fame behind you that you can have something you can do a throwback and people are going to totally bite on it. So that's cool.
Well, also, okay. I mean, that's a good thing too. But also, I can say also to that point is he also has built himself into something completely different than what that is. To maybe put that in the past and try to move forward as a performer. Yeah. He's done a really good job. I mean, we've known him 3 years. I've known him for at least 3 years now.
Yeah,
at least.
It's been about 3 years.
Each year he's getting better because he hones his craft. Each year,
he's very dedicated.
Yes, super dedicated. In fact, during COVID, and again, we'll probably have an interview with him too. But in the COVID part, he was like still working out and going to the gym and keeping himself ready to get ready to perform. So, but I'm trying to remember who was the winner of this match. My notes are.
So that would be the Good Witch Kaya.
Yes, she's the one who stopped she closed the portal.
She did. Yeah.
Closed the portal. And here's where we need some behind the scenes. Who did the all the editing on this?
That's our good man Sam Fritz.
Okay.
I loved it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay, so like the powers corny, but that's in the spirit of a Camp Leapfrog.
Of Camp Leapfrog, yeah.
The overlay of the monsters retreating under the ring through the portal, I thought was really cool.
Oh, yes. I'm just getting ready to say that, actually. That was one thing that I liked a lot, especially when she's doing the powers and she's striking it down. You can see them. They start going underneath the ring and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was fabulous. Just the whole Halugan type thing was...
the thing is, like, if you
it got me a little bit, but I'm like, okay, I get it, though. The cheesiness of the whole thing.
Say you saw that on, like, an AEW Halloween special. You would kind of be like, she's not even touching him. This is weird. Like, oh, she's magic. But this is a movie with wrestling in it.
Yeah.
So, like, you're lost in that, like, suspended belief. You're like, no, I totally believe this. Like, even though like it's goofy, this is a movie. It's not a regular wrestling show. I love it.
And what's funny is there's a way to like bring out like videotapes, like VHS. Okay, which is, by the way, the key of like this whole thing. Everyone was passing around this videotape. Mm-hmm. It would be great to have this like on a videotape, like a VHS.
How cool would that be? Like an exclusive.
just to keep it with the whole fun of it. And that's what I can say about Camp Leapfrog. Camp Leapfrog is just fun. It's the fun. It's the film, like you said. It's a film. And that actually leads into my next match, which is the Brad Rush and Killian McMurphy. Now, this is what I liked about it wasn't just – I'm not going to talk about the wrestling of this because everyone knows Killian McMurphy just blows out of the water. Again, another guy that's just on the same as Warhorse. Should be there soon. Yeah. He should be there soon. Somebody needs to give him a call. But this is where I like about how you can tell this is a film or a series.
Could you imagine? Sorry to interrupt, but could you imagine how massive a feud in WWE between Killian and like Daniel Bryan. Like with Killian as the heel.
Yeah.
I would see that as like
Well, I already got
WrestleMania main event.
As soon as you said WWE, I'm thinking Killian and Fit Finley as his manager.
Oh man, like, that'd be cool.
And Hornswoggle. little fact.
Killian's so good that he has his goons, but like Killian is so good at the mouth that like he doesn't need anybody.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that with the goons, the goon squad here.
I love the goons, man.
But what I want to say about this is what's great about me. Like I said, I'm not gonna get in depth of this, and that's what this show isn't about. That this show's about me reviewing it as a movie, as a whole, basically.
Yeah.
And the story of this is what's great about this is when you watch this match here, this brings you back to that this is a story, this is a film type setting.
Yeah.
And gives you more of a, how do I put it, a cliffhanger for the next one.
Sure. Yeah.
Basically. You have cliffhangers in shows, same concept here for in wrestling, which is, by the way, genius.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
You can't I mean, I know that when I was coming up and learning the business back in like the early 2000s, you gave a cliffhanger to your show so that people want to come back to the next show. You know, I think that people get lost in the fact that we're selling online content and that like, oh, well, they can watch it online. Like, you know, I'm not so worried about it. But you should always be worried about people wanting to invest in your product, wanting to invest in your story, and feeling compelled to come back every single show.
And that's basically what this was. This was like the cliffhanger. I think one of my comedy things I was thinking of for a joke for this is at the end, everyone was throwing toilet paper at him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, boy, Killian's rich now because that stuff is expensive and hard to find. But no, dude. I mean, here's the thing, man. Like, this is both. I mean, I don't know Brad Rush that well, so
yeah, neither did I before this, but I freaking love him.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts that I keep quoting all month long is, "Where the fuck is Killian McMurphy?"
Which should be a T-shirt for him, by the way. Should be a T-shirt. No, this was a good match. In fact, I'm gonna go through my top 3 matches. To be honest, this is my number 3 match. I love this match. This is, like I said, only because the story aspect kept me on the cliffhanger to say, man, I can't wait for that Christmas one that's gonna come up.
Yeah, well, actually, just announced is November 28th, live on IWTV's Facebook, Independent Wrestling Facebook, is it's Leapfrog Live, Sam Laterna's Slumber Party. So November, you get a taste before we come back for a fully taped version for Christmas.
So yeah, that excites me because this here leads you into this match. So next is probably going to be Violence and Warhorse for me. I thought that was fantastic, top notch. And my number 1 match here was definitely the Pumpkin Patch Death Match. I thought that was cool. I love the use of all the stuff around it. It was just
if
great.
I was commentating that match, like watching it back when he slams the gourd into his head, I go, oh my gourd!
Also, some funny tidbits from it. That I kind of popped a little hard for was you and the Maestro. You take it. No, you take it. No, you take it. No, you take it. No, you. Yeah. The comedy there was good. Like I said again, MVP for like the sound, definitely the Maestro doing all the music for it.
Absolutely.
That's what kept this interesting. The editing team, the producing team, the story making was great. Yeah. Johnny Moran with his comedy there, we'll have to give that to him. Outfit was a little weird, but
all 3 outfits. He had the clown outfit in the beginning, and then he had a skeleton outfit in the middle when they snuck in and did the VHS tape.
Who was the man with him, by the way?
That's Ethan Wilde, the bad guy from the first one.
Okay.
So they teamed up to try to get back into Camp Leapfrog. And then the third outfit during the Battle Royal, They were Wayne's World. They were Garth and
Yeah. And Green Ant dressing up as Ant Man,
how great was that?
which I have I have the sticker covered. I actually have a sticker that says Ant Man with him.
Yeah, the former tag team of Johnny Moran and Green
and
Ant.
Green Ant. Yeah, so that I kind of popped a little bit for that. There's not much left I can say about this. Then definitely go out and get yourself an IWTV subscription. And actually, it's free. Is it free right now with promo code?
Free anytime with the code Leapfrog for new subscribers.
How long do you get the free for? Is that a 30
5
day?
days.
5 days. Okay.
5 days free. But that 5 days will compel you to continue your subscription.
Here's the thing. I'm a subscriber now. Like I went for a while. I was a subscriber as soon as Leapfrog came out. But I since that to here, I've been watching a lot of stuff on there because I miss independent wrestling. I miss that. I miss the indies. I don't really have a taste for. I mean, I do watch the main stuff, but I don't really have a taste for it more than I do for the passion of indie wrestling.
Cool. I mean, I'd love to promote IWTV. Johnny Moran was on the phone with me the other day, and I did this, and he was like, "Hey, man, I'm watching IWTV. I'm watching this like 2002 Jersey show that has." CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and like a whole host of all these other guys who like became huge. And I'm like, wow, and they're all on one like Jersey show.
Well, when I did my Super 8 video, they have those on there too. And you can see some of the great stars that was on the Super 8, which was awesome. They have a lot of promotions on there, I mean, it's ridiculous of how many promotions. It's the only thing I've seen out there that has this many promotions, you know, that's just a lot of content. Matt Tremont's last match is on there right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Great. I'd love to interview him, trust me.
Sure.
But
reach out to him, man.
I'm gonna have to. But here's the thing. Let's just I'm gonna review the whole show all together. Like I said, from top to bottom, everything, it kept me in here the whole time. I didn't pick up my cell phone the whole time. And for that matter, I'm going to give this show probably a little bit. I kind of remember what my score was the last time. I think it was an 8, if I ain't mistaken.
Something like that, 8 or 8.5, something like that.
Yeah, I'm going to go 9 with this. Definitely going to go 9 with this.
That's high praise.
This was great. This is great. I'm not saying that because you're my friend. I'm saying it because I actually watched this and I was entertained. I only have you on here just because, you know, you're good. You're the only one I can reach out to for any type of tidbits and stuff like that, which is awesome.
It's great to have some insight. And, you know, like I'm not influencing your view.
That and the Maestro don't let me go swim in his pool. So, you know.
Feel free to go swim in it now.
Just kidding. I had a really good conversation with him today. So,
That's cool.
He said we were talking about how he loves my reviews. We were talking about the donut review.
Sticky donut.
He's like I kind of should have got that. And he said I was making fun of you for it, but I never got the sandwiches myself. I was like, well, it's not friends for people who have beards. Let's just say that. Trust me, I was picking sugar out of my beard forever with that stuff.
I know.
But no, I'm gonna go 9 for this. I'm gonna go up because this was just again. This is what I said before on our What Up Peep show. You have your Leapfrog that you started out with, the original OG V1. You have V2, and you're going to have to keep trying to strive. Yeah.
Matt Hardy, baby.
Yeah. Isn't it like?
Yeah.
He does it down. He does it down and they're up.
No, he does it like this.
Okay.
Maybe it was like this. No.
I would totally use versions if I was you, or volume. Like volume 1, volume 2, keep up with the whole VHS type-esque thing.
Right.
Yeah, but dude, all I can say is you guys did a great job. Keep it going. I'm proud of you, dude. This is your dream. Again, I'm living your dream with you again. This is awesome.
Absolutely.
With Wicked Turtle, that was one of your dreams to start something like that, and now you're doing it again with wrestling. So it's awesome. And the whole team there, make sure you tell everybody that Wicked Turtle's always behind the whole team there, especially the High Tension and with Chris Levin and whatever else he's doing there. And all the performers, dude, you guys need to pat yourself in the back for I know it's hard out there right now. It's hard to get shows, especially here in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is probably the roughest one. New Jersey is having shows and stuff, but Pennsylvania's it's rough. It's rough. You
And
know?
any tidbit that I give to any fan watching this is, you can tell that we wear masks on set, and it's a completely safe environment. Moving forward, any future Camp Leapfrogs, there will be COVID testing in place.
Are you
Especially
guys doing wipe downs of the rings or anything? Or
yeah, absolutely.
I
We're
noticed
taking
that with
every,
Super 8. Super 8 was doing that.
Yeah. We're just not putting it's not on film because we film in segments.
Yeah. Well, this is not
This is
basically
this is
this
about
is a
it.
show.
Yeah.
This is more like a film, and it'll tell you at the end. And that's another thing I wanted to say. At the end, the production team of Leapfrog does great strands of telling you that this is a film because it'll say a film by Chris Levin.
Absolutely.
And then you'll see the producers and all that stuff like that, and
Mm-hmm.
it's something interesting, and it's something that it's something that's starting to be a thing, like with Leapfrog and then the Masked Wrestler, which is kind of cool. It's on IWTV. Yeah. I mean, they're producing a lot of cool shows like that, and that's why I would I have to tell everybody spend what is it, $10, $11 a month, something like that. Get it. If you're a wrestling fan, you'll love it. You'll love it.
You're gonna love it. Oh, they're interested in making all kinds of content that innovates the viewing of professional and presentation of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Masked Wrestler alone, I'm excited every week. This past week when it was revealed to be Lady Frost, I freaking knew it. It's just exciting. I love it.
But they're even throwing that stuff on the internet, like on, I think it's on eBay to I think I don't know if they're doing it for charity or whatever.
So
but
once they they're done there, you can go to eBay once they're unmasked and bid on the mask.
Yeah, I still have yet to watch any of it. I'm going to try to watch it here soon.
Man, I mean,
I'm trying to get some of the episodes to build up.
So. The first three were Logan Easton LaRoe, which I don't know if I'm giving it away, but he was in your favorite match at Camp Leapfrog, what goes bump in the ring, as an alter ego. There was KTB, which I know you love, and Lady Frost have been revealed as masked wrestlers so far.
That's great. That's great. So like I said, guys, head on over to the Killa Watt's page. Give him a follow. You guys know that. Chris Levin, go give him a follow.
Please do.
Maestro, definitely give him a follow. He's got a lot of stuff he goes on there. During the pandemic, the Maestro was taking requests and making songs and doing what do you call them, covers. He was doing covers, musical covers.
Find the Maestro Anderson Scott on now on Apple Music and all sorts of fun ways. If you want to put Camp Leapfrog over in your social media stories, you can now search Camp Leapfrog and get the theme song in there. It's pretty cool.
I think I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to do that.
It's fun.
But Chris Levin, again, hashtag what? Spooky Camp Leapfrog was the hashtag going out?
Spooky Leapfrog.
Spooky Leapfrog. This way you can keep that trending if you guys want to. I know the show's out now, but you can still keep that trending if you want to get more coverage for it. And guys, follow me on Instagram, One and Only Penguin. Also follow me at the Wicked Turtle Network, which you can also see the Killa Watt there. He does cereal reviews and stuff like that, and other things behind the scenes, which is, by the way, powered by Wicked Turtle Productions. And that's you're seeing Wicked Turtle Productions right here on your screen. So yeah, so go over there and follow us there, guys. We're going to be doing more things in the future. I'm expanding Wicked Turtle out a little bit more, especially here locally, here in Lebanon, and eventually trying to work our way up around the whole state. So yeah, all right, guys. Well, this has been fun. This has been fun. It really has been fun. I have enjoyed Leapfrog a lot. Again, go watch that now. And we'll see.
Buy a shirt at IWTV Shop.
There you go. Buy a shirt. I need to get myself a shirt. So I want cutoffs, but oh well. And this has been the Slam. Blah blam. Special thanks to the Killa Watt for stopping by and helping us with this video of Camp Leapfrog, things that go bump in the ring. Please pause this video, snap the code, and follow everything for High Tension Wrestling. Also, please follow the Maestro Anderson Scott on Facebook and all his other social media platforms. And also, please head on over to IWTV and watch Camp Leapfrog, things that go bump in the ring. What up, peeps? Here's your time now. Pause this video, snap this code, and like all of Wicked Turtle social medias. Also, you can get access to the Wicked Turtle store just by snapping this code. And if it's not your bag, baby, then click the link in the description of this video. Yo, penguin.